What'd you call me?
Like I said, I don't talk to child molesters. Thank you.
You realize I was acquitted of all charges?
CTW, don't do it. I'm at CTW.
I don't give a fuck going there. One, it's illegal for you to go in there and solicit a trespass. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's not.
One, I was acquitted of all charges, dipshit.
You're a child molester.
I was acquitted of all charges, dipshit.
Tell everybody on your page that.
Everybody already fucking knows. I've talked about it. I've talked about it. You want to be the next famous one? You want to be the next famous one? You want to be the next famous one?
The video opens in immediate chaos, with a confrontation already underway between a civilian and a police officer. Harsh accusations fly back and forth as the man repeatedly reminds the officer that he was acquitted of all charges related to a child molestation case that once destroyed his life. According to the man, he spent more than 2 years behind bars while evidence that could clear him remained hidden, only for a jury to find him not guilty in less than 15 minutes. But despite the verdict, the label continues to follow him. The officer openly repeats the accusation in public, dismissing the acquittal entirely. What unfolds in these opening moments is more than a heated argument. It's a disturbing look at how damaging allegations can continue haunting someone even after the legal system has fully cleared their name. Emotions boil instantly as both sides refuse to back down.
You want to tell everybody on your page that? Go ahead. No, they don't. No, they don't. And you're a white supremacist? Nah. I don't talk to you, man. Hey. You guys cool with CTW and this guy off your property? This guy right here in the red shirt? Oh, now he's walking away.
Yeah, that's fine.
He come over, he was making a scene while I was sitting in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, he
Now he's standing on the sidewalk.
yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. Schwarzman.
What was he doing?
No, he come over. I told him, I said, don't say nothing to me. I said, you make a scene. He's got the video camera out saying, so he's a child molester.
Yeah.
He got charged with child molestation.
Yeah, he got
He
released.
sat in jail.
Radio.
Yeah.
He's the one who got off.
Yeah, Emerson. So I told him now he's standing on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell if he comes back on the property, let me know.
Yeah.
I know y'all fixing to leave, but
Yeah.
and I'll see you the other one. Okay. All right, cool. Yes, sir. You've been warned. You step foot on this property again, they're gonna CTW you. You make a scene. Do not make a scene right now. I'm telling you right now. You're on the sidewalk. Don't play with me. It's called an easement. I'm not an idiot.
As the confrontation moves through the parking lot and onto the sidewalk, tensions rise even further. The officer begins speaking with nearby business owners, allegedly encouraging them to trespass the man from their property, while continuing to reference the original accusation. The civilian argues that this behavior amounts to retaliation and public humiliation, especially considering the acquittal. Meanwhile, the officer warns the man not to create a scene and threatens future legal consequences if he returns to the property. But the man stands firmly on the public sidewalk, repeatedly reminding the officer that he understands the law and knows the difference between private property and public easements. Rather than calming the situation, the interaction becomes increasingly confrontational, fueled by anger, pride, and personal resentment. The officer appears determined to provoke a reaction, while the civilian refuses to be intimidated into silence or compliance despite repeated warnings and insults.
I know what an easement is. I know how the law works, dude.
Why don't you pull up the final disposition on my charges, dipshit? Why don't you pull up the final disposition on my charges, dipshit? A white supremacist? A white supremacist? Where the fuck did you get that from? Yeah, you're done. You're definitely done. You'll be the next one with a fucking complaint, and you'll be the third Commerce Police Department out of here in 6 months. Is that right? Is that right? Do you know anything about the case? Did you? Yeah, they charged me for no reason, dipshit. That's why I don't. Is there a red dot on my house? Is there a red dot on my house, dipshit? Yeah, you're talking, dipshit. You're talking, dipshit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you curse and there's a juvenile out here, I'm taking you to jail. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's disorderly conduct. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 100%. 100%. 100%. We're all adults out here, unfortunately. It's not slander. Try again. No. No. No.
The exchange quickly spirals into a raw and emotional battle over reputation, accountability, and personal destruction. The civilian repeatedly demands that the officer review the final disposition of the criminal case, insisting the acquittal should end the matter permanently. Instead, more insults are exchanged as the officer throws around accusations unrelated to the case itself, escalating the hostility even further. At one point, the officer threatens arrest for disorderly conduct over profanity, claiming juveniles nearby could justify criminal charges. The man immediately rejects the warning, arguing that the officer is abusing authority to silence criticism and continue spreading false narratives about his past. Beneath the shouting lies something much deeper than anger alone. For the civilian, this is a fight to reclaim a name that was nearly destroyed forever. For the officer, the confrontation appears increasingly personal, emotional, and detached from professional conduct or de-escalation.
Hey, sir. Hey, I'm really sorry to bother you at home, but and I only wanted to involve you because I know Gonzo's a little busy right now, and I really trust your input and your thoughts on this. What in the world, when in the world do I consider this guy, Mr. Ponytail Express, who's the child molester, when do I consider this disorderly conduct with him standing out on the sidewalk, cursing and screaming at me over here at ABC Pond? When do I, you know what I mean? Because I mean, he was originally out here cursing at me. I told him, I said, I am not talking to you. I said, I am not talking to a child molester. I'm not doing it. I don't want any part of it. Stay away from me. Go away. And he will not. I mean, I don't care about him standing out on the sidewalk. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. He can videotape me. I'm just running speed. It doesn't matter to me. But where do I draw the line?
In a traffic stop, or you were just...
No, he was out on the corner and he saw me drive up and he screamed, "What's up, fuck stick?" And I'm like, I said, leave me alone. I said, I'm not talking to you. I don't talk to child molesters. So
what you need to do is, if you're sitting there and he walks up, drive away.
Yeah, I know. I'm just it, and I you know, that crossed my mind. I just, at the same time, I shouldn't have to worry about where I'm sitting. You know, and again, I don't mind somebody out on the curb. He can stand there. It doesn't bother me. He can video.
The situation takes another dramatic turn when the officer contacts a superior officer by phone, attempting to justify the escalating confrontation. During the conversation, the officer describes the man as yelling, cursing, and causing a disturbance, but several important details quickly become clear. He openly admits the man is standing on a public sidewalk and acknowledges that recording police activity itself is not the issue. Instead, the officer focuses almost entirely on the emotional impact of the insults and profanity directed toward him. The supervisor responds calmly, suggesting a far simpler solution. If the confrontation continues, the officer should simply drive away and avoid escalating matters further. But the officer resists that advice, insisting he should not have to move or change his behavior because of the civilian's presence. In that moment, the conflict stops looking like a public safety issue and begins looking far more like a personal battle over ego and control.
He can wave at me. He can tell people to slow down. That doesn't bother me. It's the cursing. Where do I draw the line at the yelling and cursing? You know? And I don't want to make a scene, make a stink, because we're already involved enough with some shit. I'm not, I don't want to make things worse whatsoever. So that's why I called you. I just wanted you to know that he's walking away now because he got bored. So,
Yeah. Man, that's the easiest way to deal with him right there.
I mean, for whatever reason, he just yelled at me and said he's going to make a complaint. I don't know how he's going to make a complaint. I didn't do anything. I turned my body cam off for this whole thing, so y'all are going to see everything I said.
Morning. No worries. How you doing?
Knowing it was you, I'd have stopped my
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm alright.
So, have you had a chance to look at the body cam?
I have. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look
We're doing
good.
an investigation.
So, can you tell me if he went in there and said the same thing to them? Did he go in there and call me a child molester to them?
The video looks horrible.
Okay.
And we're doing an investigation. Go ahead and actually fill out
I got the forms. I'm going to fill those
them
out.
back to me. But like I said, I'm not waiting until I get the forms to start the investigation. That's already started.
Yes, sir. Here's my issue, and I want you and everybody else who sees this to know. I'm not anti-police. I'm not anti-cop. Bad policing landed me in jail for 2.5 years facing a life sentence for a crime I didn't commit. And bad policing also hid evidence of that crime until the trial. That's what got me acquitted after 15 minutes of jury deliberations. I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-bad policing. And I'm anti-guys that can't control their emotions. If you can't...
As the body camera footage is later reviewed by department leadership, the tone of the entire story begins to shift dramatically. The supervising official openly admits the footage doesn't look good, and an internal investigation is launched almost immediately. The civilian takes this opportunity to explain something important. He is not anti-police. In fact, he repeatedly emphasizes that his issue is specifically with bad policing and officers who cannot separate emotion from professional duty. He explains how poor police conduct already cost him 2.5 years of freedom, while hidden evidence nearly destroyed his life forever. Yet despite that painful history, he still acknowledges that several officers handled him appropriately by simply ignoring provocations and avoiding unnecessary confrontation. According to him, that professionalism is exactly what law enforcement should look like. The real danger, he argues, emerges when officers allow pride, anger, and personal feelings to override training and constitutional responsibility.
Your emotions, you shouldn't be out here. And they just went through training last year over the Emerson incident, and obviously it didn't stick for at least him, you know what I mean? A couple other officers, great job ignoring me. Perfect job ignoring me. That's what they're supposed to do. But, we definitely have an issue with this one, so...
We're going to do the investigation and see if policy violations, whatever, occurred, and then we'll go from there.
But if he said that inside the ABC pawn shop, said that to them, that's a whole different bag of issues.
Yes, sir.
That's defamation and slander. So, I appreciate you getting on it, and I'll go ahead and get those put out. I might turn them back in this afternoon just so you have everything at your disposal, and we'll talk about it when we talk about it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Have a good one.
In the final moments of the documentary, the consequences of the encounter become clear. Officer Hawk is ultimately fired following the investigation, but the larger questions surrounding the case remain impossible to ignore. Accusing someone of child molestation, especially after a legal acquittal, carries consequences that can follow a person forever. Those accusations impact safety, reputation, employment, relationships, and even survival within a community. When those words come from law enforcement, their weight becomes even more dangerous because many people automatically trust the authority behind a badge. The civilian makes one final point unmistakably clear. Accountability matters, not because he hates police, but because unchecked misconduct can ruin innocent lives. What began as a confrontation on a sidewalk evolves into a much broader conversation about power, professionalism, and the responsibility officers carry every time they interact with the public they are sworn to protect.